Hello everyone, Panda here and welcome back to Shrine Watch, and this week we have the All Things Wicked chapter. It dropped on the PTB yesterday and I had a good chance to test it out with the brand new map, Green Pine Square. We've also got the new survivor, Sable Ward, and the new killer, The Unknown. This twisted, literally twisted, weird, creaky, cracky, monstrous beast with an axe. The map, Greenville Square, is kind of a dark map. It's a foresty map. Thank God it's not bright daylight. And in there we've got the Greenville Theatre, which is this beautiful cinema building, a one-screen cinema, really nicely designed inside. You know, really, it's a really cool building. The rest of the map is kind of dull, I would be honest. There's not too much character to it, but the theatre building is absolutely super. And this map and chapter is essentially Sable, Michaela, and the Unknown, as it all links in here. Michaela and Sable used to go to the Green Pines Theatre to watch movies. Michaela liked a bit more comedy, but Sable, being a bit edgier, she liked the dark, gruesome horror. And on the side of the theatre, you can see an advert for the Moonstone Cafe, which is where Michaela worked. Supposedly, a lot of strange occurrences happened in this town. A lot of people went missing, and Michaela did, of course, get swept up by the fog while she was on stage performing. Sable, trying to figure out what happened to Michaela, went and researched the theatre and the city and all of these disappearances, and she found 3 kids who went into the theatre. 2 of them disappeared, and the 3rd one clawed her own eyes out. Sable went to the mental institution to speak to this girl, and she told her about a room deep dark in the bottom of the theatre, hidden behind a poster that led to this otherworldly realm. And in the trailer for this chapter, you can see Sable underneath the theatre going, looking around, trying to find Michaela, and she sees the fog seeping out of this door. And quite interestingly, the last part of Sable's lore says this: Sable considered running back up the stairs to where she would be safe, but then she thought about the terrifying creatures and the sadistic killers and the endless horror, and she quickly decided that she wasn't going to let her best friend have all the fun. So Sable is a really interesting character. She's very witchy, you know, she's full into the witchy, and she introduces a really interesting new mechanic into the game. And the killer, the Unknown, this horrible creature, his Mori, I'm going to show you right now.
Right.
Very creepy, very weird, and you can see he sucks the being out of them through this strange orifice in his back and absorbs their soul, he absorbs something to do with them. Anyway, it seems like no one can really explain what the Unknown is. Some think that it escaped from Area 51, and some people think that it was conjured by an ancient cult. There are talks of a top-secret government research program run by the Office of Strategic Services in the 1950s, and on the Unknown, we can actually see they have an iridescent add-on that is an OSS report. But no one does really seem to know what the Unknown is, but if you try to define it, and if you think about it too hard, it does appear and apparently absorbs you or something. Anyway, the killer's got a strange mechanic where he shoots a ball out of his face. He's got like a weird throat tube that comes out, and he shoots a ball out. If the ball actually hits a survivor, it slows them. When it lands, it bounces and then does a little explosion. And you can sort of think about this like the artist projectile, like the birds. When you hit them with the ball and the explosion first, they get this effect on them, they're infected. And then if you can hit them with the blast a second time, it injures them or will down them. He also drops little hallucinations after him, which survivors can go and cleanse, and he can use these to teleport around the map. So as he's going around playing the game, he'll be dropping these clones behind, and then when he's elsewhere, he can look at them and teleport to that location. In terms of strength, I'm not entirely sure where this killer really lands. I don't feel like he's that particularly powerful. I know that some people will get really good with his ability to shoot the ball and hit people with it, but it doesn't strike me as super overpowered. Quite frustratingly, all 3 of his perks have un at the start. We have Unbound, Unforeseen, and Undone. And I have to say, out of these 3 perks, I'm only really a big fan of Unforeseen. This seems like an absolutely quality perk. When you kick a generator, you transfer your terror radius onto that generator for 30 seconds, and that's a 32-meter terror radius, and you are undetectable for that 30 seconds. That seems insane, right? After the 30 seconds is over, it goes on cooldown for another 30 seconds, but it's basically like Dark Devotion and Trail of Torment had a very beautiful baby. I love it. Kick a gen, walk away. The survivors will be scared of that generator because it's going to have the heartbeat. They might not go near it. And all while that happens, you're going around with no heartbeat, no red stain, jumping up on people and spooking them. We've got Undone, which will work with skill checks. Basically, you need to have survivors fail skill checks, and the more skill checks they fail, the next time you kick a generator, it smashes off more progress. And finally, Unbound. After a survivor gets injured by any means, after you vault a window, you get 5% haste for 10 seconds. Not amazing perks, but that unforeseen one, I'm going to use it all the time. I'm absolutely going to use Nowhere to Hide, Unforeseen, maybe Lethal Pursuer, and it's just going to be a good bloody time. And I talked earlier about a new mechanic that Sable has added into the game, and this is Invocation. And there are going to be more perks for this in future. The way that Michaela introduced boon totems, and we got Scourge hooks and hexes and all of that. This seems to be a new type, and it's a weird one, okay? So now in the basement of every map, there will be a circle on the ground. This is a circle of salt. And as Sable is a witch and she's fully embraced the occult, she can go down there and start, not praying, but she can start interacting with the circle. And you can do this solo and it will take 120 seconds. Other survivors will be able to see your aura and can come down to the basement and help you out, which will speed it up. And when you finish this spell or this interaction, I don't know what to call it, you will give every single generator on the map 15 charges. So put up a bunch of generator progress, and the person who started will become broken for the rest of the game. I really do struggle to see how this is going to work. You're going to have people going down to the basement and spending multiple minutes down there. I don't know about that. If you do have all 4 people using this perk, and they all go to the basement and summon at the same time, say if you've got a Survive with Friends group, this only takes 30 seconds. But keep in mind, it only adds 15 charges to each gen, which is about a sixth of a generator. And that is, you know, the killer can knock that back as well. And the downside is you've taken the time to go down there. It takes ages to do. And also one person becomes broken for the rest of the game. But it's definitely interesting. I wonder what we'll get in future invocation spells. You know, stacking up a couple of them could be really strong. But yeah. Anyway, there you go, Invocation, Weaving Spiders. And the other perks for Sable are also basement related. We have Strength in Shadows, which is essentially self-care, but double the speed, but you can only do it in the basement. So go into the basement, heal at 60% of normal healing speed, and then when you finish healing, you can see the killer's aura for 10 seconds. And finally up, we have the perk Wicked. You gain stacks of this while you're in the basement, and for each stack, you recover from Mangled faster. Currently, Mangled, when you get injured with Mangled, it lasts until you get healed. However, they're changing it in this patch, and Mangled will come off you a lot faster the longer you're in the basement. By default, it will actually come off you 20% faster, up to a maximum of 100. However, it'll only be 100% if you've been in the basement for 75 seconds, which I hope that most people are not doing. Anyway, along with this, here is the chapter content breakdown. The killer, the survivor, the map, the new perks, and we have changes to the Hag, Pig, Huntress, Clown, Demo, Doctor, and Blight. They are some interesting changes. The Huntress has been buffed. She moves faster with a hatchet. She can wind up faster. She gets more hatchets. Kind of strange. The Hag also improved. The Clown also improved. And the Pig, I'm not entirely sure. They've buffed a few things, but in general, people seem to be saying that it's a bit of a nerf. So a lot of stuff in this patch, like a pretty intense patch, really. I love that we've got a new map. The survivor is cool as hell, and the killer is freaky. Super freaky. Check out his animation when you were in the lobby. Unfortunately, though, the crawling that we've seen in the teasers and in the camping video and also on the lobby here is not part of the killer. The killer does not crawl around on the ground at all, which I think is a huge mistake. Like, I was really excited for that, and it is a terrifying little part of the killer. I really wish that that was a main part of the ability to get down and crawl. It just would have been cool. I would really have enjoyed that. However, that is not the case. He does have some creepy voice lines, some sort of weird distorted voices that he makes, I assume, from the people that he's absorbed, and sort of their memories trapped inside of him, or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But one thing we can be sure of is that the community absolutely seems to love this pairing. Both Michaela having her friend Sable back in the fog, and also the Unknown. We've got a couple of bits of fan art here, which have been made literally in 24 hours, so I'm super impressed by that. First off, from Unya Korokora, we have this beautiful image of Sable and the Unknown just apparently chilling, just having a nice time. It's just so beautifully done. I can't imagine how someone can blast this out in less than a day. I'd imagine this would take me weeks to make. So very cool. I love it. From Sayasialtu, we have the Sable demonstrating a few of her different faces. Obviously, this is going to quickly become a community favorite, I'm pretty sure. And Mameo Mame with Michaela and Sable being friends. Sable looking a bit down, but I'm pretty sure that is just her personality. And Michaela there looking a little bit uplifted. Definitely a cute pair. And an image here from Pix, from ZM Pixie, the Unknown. Is he friendly? I can't tell if he's friendly or not. He's definitely a goofy killer. Like, he's got a very weird kind of sense of humor. I don't know. I can't decide whether he's terrifying or if he's just super cute. But he's definitely weird and creepy and definitely fits into the sort of dredge, demogorgon, like spooky, monstrous side of Dead by Daylight. And I just have to highlight this absolutely incredible tweet talking about the basement and invocations. We've got this tweet here. Hadikor, no, the killer is coming. Sable and Michaela in the basement. Just absolutely ridiculous. I can really see people just absolutely loving the hell out of that invocation perk. I don't know if it's actually going to be good, but I think people are going to run it as a meme, and let's see where it goes. Maybe people will find some amazing way to make it happen. We also have information on the event that's going to be happening in March. This is the Blood Moon event. New gameplay, there's going to be cosmetics and also charms. Supposedly the gameplay, there'll be blood zones that can be activated and also protected. There are receptacles for the blood. You have to gain, charge, or steal them in some way, and the blood zones grant an unidentified bonus. It's unclear if this is going to be a game modifier like Lights Out was, or if it's going to be just a normal addition to the trial, but I'm sure we will find out soon because March is just around the corner. Anyway, the chapter definitely seems to be a vibe, like very interesting, very different, and I am looking forward to seeing how it releases and also how players react to it. I just wanted to make this video, outline the killer, the chapter, what I think is cool, what the perks are, and I will see you soon. Come follow me over on Twitch or subscribe here on YouTube for regular live streams. Have a wonderful time. I will see you soon. Panda out.